Hey guys, it's Matthew here once again, and sorry for this slightly late wrap-up video for Consecrated Path. My stream file got corrupted, so I had to re-download it, and it just put me back a few hours, day, something like that. In any case, this is the Consecrated Path Elementalist Voidforge character. So the main highlight here is the fact that it's running Consecrated Path, which is a new skill for Delve, and it did end up going all the way through to level 93, taking on all the content in the game and steamrolling absolutely everything up until Uber Elder, in which case it starts to get quite awkward because it is very much a melee skill, one that ports around constantly, and it becomes pretty damn difficult. I still got Uber Elder down, and I do have that in the last few minutes of this video. It's definitely worth watching, bit of a clencher, so check that one out. But everything else up until then got completely face rolled, and Consecrated Path is pretty damn good for clearing, pretty damn good for the entire game right now. Doesn't have to be Voidforge, though once again I've built around Voidforge and it feels amazing, so I don't know why they ever get too cheap. Here it is anyway, once again, Voidforge, and pairing it with the Elementalist just does give a really nice clear feel to it, thanks to the prolif, thanks to the penetration, though I think for pure endgame, if you're going to really start to push the character to its absolute limits, you probably want to be more of a Pathfinder, maybe even Scion Pathfinder, just the pure utility of having flasks up all of the time, and the defensive bonuses of running, let's say, a Lore Weave plus the Pathfinder triple balance Wise Oak, plus the reduced LE damage, it would end up just being a lot stronger because you wouldn't waste any points up at the Witch passive tree, and you would ultimately just feel a lot tankier, and damage and clear isn't really a problem in this build anyway. Once again, you don't have to use Voidforge. I think Consecrated Path is extremely versatile, and you can do it with many different setups, many different ascendancies, characters, and all types of gear and weapons and stat sticks. And this is just showing you a bit different of the MTX setup, so I'm just using an Automaton Herald of Ash, which just changes the entire feel for the character's sort of clear. But the clear you can see in Delves is pretty damn impressive, and I think Consecrated Path on most setups should be a very formidable skill to use, so I do recommend trying it out. Don't have to go the Elementalist route or the Voidforge route, but definitely give some Consecrated Path action a go. It may get nerfed, who knows. So then we get into the single target of the build. We have a Vaal Temple there, and that was just disappeared. This guy, I'm not even sure what happened to him. He actually just disappeared before I even attacked. Maybe Leap Slam, maybe War Chief, something like that. Essentially, once I got my 6th link happening, I put in Ruthless just for the really big crits, and some of these fights just don't exist. It's the hardest hitting I've ever been in this game, I think, with a max top end hit, according to my path of building, of 1,000,000. So you can straight up hit something for 1,000,000 damage. That does sometimes happen, and that does mean that health bars are completely chunked. You can see that it gets a bit sketchy in some situations like this. Like I said, Elementalist in this setup, not the greatest for pure endgame, and I would recommend, if you actually want to start living through the end of games, using Fortify on your main 6 link instead of Ruthless. So I showed you in the previous video the 5 link setup. I then just attached a Ruthless, but for actual mapping, I'd recommend running Fortify in your main 6 link, because not too often are you going to be leap slamming and keeping Fortify up, and you definitely don't need the damage of the 6th link with Ruthless. That's just some novelty fluff damage. So Fortify, if you can get the 6th link, would be pretty damn good for defense. Otherwise, you can definitely go more defensive ascendancies, like a Pathfinder, like a Champion, a Jug, a Chieftain, whatever it is your heart desires. You can see these boss fights go down pretty nicely in the tier 16 rank, and then as well as that, the Shaper fight himself did give that one shot, and yeah, the damage is pretty damn stupid. Mechanically speaking, it's not a very good skill for any of these fights, so you just have to hit enough damage that you can blast past every single mechanic, and you can't really do that in the Uber Elder fight given how much you have to actually fight them, and that's where it gets into some real problems. This is just a demonstration of my 5-link Warchief damage, so that by itself is doing pretty good. And then lastly, I did take on Grandmasters with this character. Not necessarily the best one for it, but Consecrated Path, I think, in a Pathfinder, for example, will hit immensely hard while still being very defensive and should be a decent Hall of Grandmasters farmer. So without further ado, enjoy what is probably my most painful Uber Elder kill to date. Now bear in mind, I have done Uber Elder on many characters, many setups, deathless in many different situations, and this one is just fucking hard. So it's not necessarily that I'm shit at the game, maybe I am as well, it's that skills like this and melee isn't really built for it. So enjoy the skill, hope you enjoyed the build and the videos, and see you guys next time. Oh, this is super awkward. Struggling. Our shape is still alive. No way. I'm dead. No! Ah! Fucking shit. What's going on? That propagator dropped ground and now I can't recover. He was standing on ground. I can't fucking get any life back without attacking. I can't attack him because he's standing on ground. And it's in bad, bad place. That arena's a fucking mess now. I don't see the recovery happening anymore. Oh my god. All this shit, man. The arena's just a mess. I mean, if I can get like fucking Elder pushed over at some point soon.
Milady.
I mean, I think it's done. Okay, so he is pushed over now. But where the fuck do I run? What the fuck is that ball damage? It's a ball plus propagator, that's the fucking issue, right? But I can't see the propagating ground. Fuck off, computer. The guy just went 100-0 through huge degen. Oh my god, this is not doable from here, is it? Shape is dead, please. Got Shaper down with like a big fucking crit. No! No! Don't you fucking drop anything. Don't do it! Alright, it's garbage. Cool. That's just fine. No one wanted that anyway. Didn't need an extra portal. It's all good. Saving time by not zoning back in. When I can go ham though, oh man, did you see Shaper die at the end there? Those crits, if I'm allowed, given the opportunity to go ham. Deathless, by the way. I haven't even opened a portal yet. I haven't even done a round. Oh my god. Well, that was... fucking painful. That was really fucking painful.